私、旅に出るよ。あなたのいる、この世界を救うために。
Holy frick! Tales of Symphonia the animation? Talk about one game that I never, but at the same time should have expected to be adapted into an anime. But considering there were 2 Tales of based animes before, I should have been clued in on it happening, shouldn't I? Animated by Ufotable and produced by Geneon Entertainment, it was first released starting from 2007, with slowly but surely every episode being released by 2012, outlasting Fantasia's 2 years worth of releases with 5 years, and for those interested, it was 4 years after the release of the original video game on the Gamecube. Tales of Symphonia the animation was made into 3 seasons of OVAs that logically told the entire plot of the game through arcs taking place during Silverant, Tefeala, and the United Worlds, each having 4 episodes, except for the last one having only 3. Okay, unlike the last 2 we covered, there is something I want to share about this. The reason I was excited about Tales of Symphonia the animation was because Tales of Symphonia was the very first Tales of game that blew me away with a story I thoroughly enjoyed, with characters I just loved to bits, and gave me hope back in a time when I've lost faith that RPGs could be good. I mean, after Final Fantasy X and Star Wars Till the End of Time, who wouldn't lose all hope? So, when I heard that the anime adaptation was going to be made based on the original game, I was excited but also intrigued to see how they would handle it. And after waiting for a long time, I finally got to see it, and I kinda liked it. My reasons though are really obvious why, but I still have my share of things I want to say about it. But to all 5% of you who don't know the story within Symphonia, in the world of Silverant that is declining from the lack of mana, Colette, who is the chosen one, is tasked with saving the world by going on a journey of world regeneration to restore the world's mana by awakening the spirits, leaving her hometown and her best friend Genus, please don't make me say his silly original Japanese name, and our main protagonist Lloyd behind. But after a certain circumstance arises, Lloyd and Genus are forced to leave their hometown of Azalea and reunite with Colette and Rain, don't make me say her original silly Japanese name either, but also the mercenary Kratos, tasked with protecting Colette and save the world of Silverant from its mana-deprived demise. Though soon they would find that things on their journey are not that simple. Being different from Fantasia as an OVA that retold the entire story of the original, it didn't summarize any details, and with 11 episodes worth of OVAs, it's not hard to see why. Though it did remove pointless subplots, and completely changed a boatload of plot points and details to better suit its adaptation. And some of it was for the best, while other times it just didn't work. But I will give it credit where credit's due, because they had more episodes to work with, the pacing of the plot was very good, and only the most crucial and important scenes and plot points were the parts that took center stage. And then there's the animation. What can I say about the animation other than it's bloody gorgeous? Oh yeah, I said it. It's not just gorgeous, it is bloody gorgeous. I just couldn't believe all the effort and detail that went into the animation. It is just spectacular. It's moving, expressive, beautiful, and even intense for battles. Which, like Fantasia, was just awesomely choreographed. But then I saw the ending animation, and to my delight, it was done in beautifully sculptured claymation. It was so surprising and awesome to see a Japanese studio do something so different and original for the ending credits. Watching the clay animation of the cast really brought a smile to my face, and it even made me laugh. Also, the voice acting was as per usual brilliant when coming from the Tales of voice cast of Symphonia. Sadly though, at this time, this anime has no planned English dubbed releases as of yet. So as of right now, it can only be experienced in its native language. But the icing on this cake for me has to be the music. From the openings, ending themes, and the music for the series, they were so epically beautiful, and believe me, it's difficult to find any series that has music that moves me like these ones. So I say that whoever listens to them will be in for a huge audio treat. But now I'm afraid it's time for my trivial bit of nerdy nitpickings. The changes that I mentioned before, like I said, while most of them worked and made sense for the OVA and making it watchable, there were some slight details I felt were unnecessary or made little sense to me. I sadly can't say them all here due to spoiler reasons, but believe me, it's noticeable to anyone who knows the game off by heart. The one example I can give you is that one difference that majorly bugged me was in the original game, the first time the protagonist met the main antagonist was within a place called the Tower of Salvation, while the anime instead had the first encounter take place much later, inside a mine. Yeah, you see what I mean? I know it was probably done just to catch the heroes off guard, sort of deal, but if you're going to have an encounter with the main antagonist, the setting has to emphasize the occasion, and I just don't see how a generic mine is supposed to do that. It just doesn't work. Also, there was one questionable moment where the gem on Lloyd's hand that was in the original game acted as a power enhancer, but in the anime, it was treated as a full-on extra power that wrecks thy enemies. But then during the series it got demoted back to power enhancer, like in the original. What was that all about? Lastly, the anime was not very subtle about its plot twists. It's as if they expected the audience to have played the game first, as it has too many hints to what these plot twists are. With so many changes made though, the one thing that never changed, which I loved, were the characters, who by all purposes kept every aspect of their personalities to the last detail. And heck, I am willing to say that the anime does the game justice, as all the scenes that drove me to root for these characters, or feel sad for their predicaments, were really well done. That made me feel for the characters. I especially enjoyed how they showed the characters' bonds, and how they interacted over time, including the scenes between Lloyd and Colette are just so funny and heartfelt at the right moments. But that's just my opinion. With strong emotionally gripping scenes that make you feel there is a lot at stake, the battles too felt they had a lot of weight and heart behind them. All the actions, both physical and magical, were a sight to behold that just blew me away. It's that good that I don't know how else to describe it, other than the fight scenes were just jaw-droppingly amazing. Final battle included, that I was completely mesmerized by how good they were. Seriously, do I have to tell you guys any more than this? If you're a fan of Symphonia, then give this a watch. It is a great set of OVAs, and if an English dub ever comes out, just throw your money at it! Though as usual I do recommend any newcomers to play the original video game first, before checking this out. But I do consider it an admirable retelling of the original that doesn't forget what worked in the original. It may be in a new body, but its soul is still the same, and that's just how it's supposed to be. You impudent dogs are nothing against me. For defying me, I will now destroy you all in this supermarket. Okay, I need to talk to my agent about this.